Sheffield United currently sit bottom of the Premier League table on 13 points from 27 games. They have conceded 72 goals and only scored 22 this season. They have already sacked one manager this season and they might have to sack another after their 6-0 defeat at home to Arsenal. So I've been presented the opportunity to take over Sheffield United to see if I can keep them in the Premier League this season. Let's jump right into this. So this is what the Sheffield United team looks like before the summer transfer window. And to spend this summer, we've got a budget of £18 million. So we're going to try and shift on a few players to increase that budget and to get some quality players in through the door. So at the end of the transfer window, we are left with £10 million still in the budget, which is very impressive considering I've brought in quite a few players, but we've also sold a lot of players. Let's jump into the players that we have purchased for this summer transfer window. So in this entire transfer window, we have spent £21.9 million, which is quite an impressive rebuild structure, I must say, considering we've brought in 7 new players, 5 on a permanent, 2 on a loan. I'm excited to show you who we have brought in. Starting with our first purchase is Anthony Martial from Manchester United. 7.5 million he cost us in the last year of his contract. This is the guy we're going to be hanging our hat on to score us goals this season, and hopefully he can get the job done. When you see the team and the setup, he is the main focal point for this team to get goals this season. Our next signing is Kyle Walker-Peters. 5.5 million from Southampton. Can play right back and left back, but we are playing him left back in this career mode. Very versatile, which is very bonus. Prem experience. Still only 26 years old and only costs 5.5 million, which is an absolute steal in my opinion, which is a very good bit of business from me considering he's so versatile and can play both fullback roles just in case something happens. Our next signing, probably the best of the series, it's Curtis Jones on loan from Liverpool on a 1-year loan. 78 rated, 22 years old. He's the highest rated player at the club now. And the fact that we managed to grab him on loan for 1 season, he's going to be a big player. Well, hopefully he's going to be a big player for us this season in order to keep us in the Premier League. Our next signing is Carlos Forbes from Ajax. 3.8 million we paid for him. Can play both wings. Once again, very versatile. That's what we've gone for. We've had to thin out this season to fund other transfers, so we need versatility in players that can play a couple of positions. So he can play right and left wing. We are using him on the right. Only 72 rated, but 3.8 million we paid for him. Only 19 years old, 72 rated. If we were doing this for more than 1 season, he could be an absolute player for Sheffield United in the future. Even this season, I feel like he can get the job done on that right wing. Our next sign is a very difficult name to say. Bogdan Mikhailenko, that's how I'm going to say it. This guy is a free agent, only costing us 14,000 a week, 72 rated for a left back spot. We just needed a backup left back. Maybe he'll start over Walker-Peters and put Peters to right back, but for now he's on the bench. Our next signing is Lewis Miley, another loanee from Newcastle on a 1-year loan, just as a backup option. I feel like he could be quite solid for us in that, just in case anything happened to one of our midfielders, can play centre mid and CDM, which is a bonus. And our last signing is Ben Mee from Brentford for 4.8 million. Absolute steal, I must say. I was tempted to get Harry Maguire. I did try and get Harry Maguire, but he was just about £1.5 million too much. We just couldn't afford the whole transfer and then the wages on top. But Ben Mee for 4.8 million, Prem experience, solid centre back. I feel that's pretty much a steal for this type of quality defender you're getting. Let's jump into the sales now, and I can show you that we've moved a lot of players on. So as you can see on screen now, we've moved on Jebison to Salzburg for 1.7 million, Osborne to Sassuolo for 1.4, Ollie McBurney for 2.3 to Celta Vigo, Norrington Davies for 1.6 mil, Oswola for 500,000, Ryan Brewster for 2.6, Arib Blaster for 1.3, Davies for 700,000, Brooks for 460,000, Don Egan for 3.2 mil, Baldock for 1.4 mil, Foderingham for 1.8, and Slamine for 2.5 mil. Now, as you can see, we sold a lot of players to fund that, and we've still got 10 million left. So hopefully in January it would be nice to bring some more players in if we do need it. So that's why it's there as a backup. This is the starting 11 we're going to start the season with. So it's Grebic in goal. We've changed to the 4-3-3 holding as well. So Bogle at right back, me and Ahmed Dosic. I'm just going to call him Ahmed. Left centre back, Walker-Peters at left back, Souza, CDM, Hammer and Jones at centre mid. Brent Burton Diaz, who's already on loan from Villarreal at Sheffield United, on the left. Forbes on the right, and Martial down. Now on the bench we've got Archer, McAtee, Miley, Norwood, Mikhailenko on the bench. I feel like it's a quite solid team, and hopefully it can keep us in the league. Now we are already underweight in the league at the moment, and it is not going well, blood. We are 3 games in, 1 draw, 2 losses, but we have played Man City already, so that's 1 game out of the way. We drew to Forest and we lost to Crystal Palace. I would have liked to get a draw or a win against Palace or Nottingham Forest, because that's who we're going to be fighting for to stay in this league this season. So we're going to sim to January and hopefully we can be above the relegation zone. So we're now in January in the career mode, and let's see where we are in the league. As you can see, we're obviously not in the top 8. Let's keep scrolling. Not in 12th, not 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. We are 16th in the league. How far are we above the relegation zone? Oh my god, by 1 point currently. 5 wins, 5 draws, 10 losses. It is very, very tight down there, isn't it? There's only 4 points between us and 20th. Also, Liverpool are having a bit of a rotten season, aren't they? And Chelsea. There's a lot of teams down there, but we are on track at the moment to stay in the Premier League with Sheffield United for another season. I think we are going to have to bring in some reinforcements in January. So let me go and have a look to see who I can bring in. We've got a budget of 11 million. So let's get to work with this. Our last signing of the career mode is going to be Patrick. It's going to be Pierre Aubameyang from Marseille. He's currently flying in the league at the moment, and we needed some more Prem experience up there. Look at Curtis Jones and Martial. Welcome him to the club. We're going to change formation from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2 for the remaining of the season. Martial and Aubameyang going to be up top together. So hopefully this should be enough to keep us in the Premier League. Paid 9 million for the Gabonese striker. It's going to be worth it if he can keep us in the league this season. So this is how the team's going to look now. We're going to have Hammer and Jones in the midfield, Forbes and Diaz on the wides, and then Martial and Aubameyang up top together. Sosa's going to have to drop to the bench for now. Maybe we can bring him back in for one of the other 2 midfielders, but for now this is how we're going to set it up. So I've shown you how we're doing in the league. Let's go and have a look at the player stats. So currently this season, Burton Diaz is our top goal scorer with 7 goals, 1 assist. Forbes with 6 goals, 4 assists. Martial, 4 goals, 4 assists. It's just not good enough. Even if he can get up to, I expect him to be our top goal scorer, but it's not good enough. Archer off the bench, this is as well. 4 goals, 0 assists. So he's got the same goals as Martial, even though he's coming off the bench. Hammer with 3, Jones with 3, Trusty with 2. So overall, we're not scoring a lot of goals within the team. Diaz and Forbes do most of the heavy lifting. So hopefully with the signing of Aubameyang, that can get us over the line for the rest of the season, and maybe, just maybe, we can do the unthinkable of keeping Sheffield United in the Premier League for another season. We are at the end of the season now. As you can see, Manchester City have run away with the league this season, winning the league by 15 points. Spurs in second. Let's go and see where we are in the table. We are not 9th, we are not 10th, we are not 11th, neither 12th, 13th, no, 14th. We are 14th in the league. 14th in the league, oh my days. So in the last 18 games we picked up 25 points. That is very impressive. What was it from the drop? Teams got relegated with 36 points, Jesus. But we beat the drop by 9 points, which is very, very impressive. So Luton Town, Bournemouth and Burnley all got relegated. That is very good. So hopefully we'll be able to see in a minute if either the formation change kept us in the league or Aubameyang scored a shed load of goals to keep us in the league also. Let's go and check the FA Cup and the Carabao, see how we did in that. So in the FA Cup we did actually get to the round of 16, but we lost to Spurs 2-0, who are in the final in the FA Cup against Manchester United. Carabao Cup, Manchester United won that, beating Leeds in the final 5-2. And we got knocked out in round 3 of the Carabao to Bournemouth 3-2. That's so unfortunate. I didn't expect us to go on a cup run. It's all about the league this season. The top goal scorer in the Premier League this season was Taremi from Aston Villa. He was actually on our radar as well. Pick up for this career mode, but he was just too expensive. He was 20 mil. And we just didn't have that budget to spend it all on one player. So it's good to know that if we did bring him in, we would do that. But let's see if we've got anyone up here. Archer with 11. So he must have played a lot of games in the end. Forbes with 7 in the Prem as well. Clean sheets, did we get any of them? Only 3 all season. Let's go and have a look. So overall this season, Cameron Archer was our top goal scorer with 12 goals in 36 games, beating out the likes of Martial and Aubameyang. Even though Aubameyang, 17 games, 6 goals, 1 assist, that's not terrible when he came in January. Definitely did help us this season to stay in the league. Martial, 7 goals, 5 assists. It's just not good enough, is it? You see why Man United let him go for so cheap. Forbes 7 and 7. Burton Diaz 10 and 1 as well, reaching their double digits of goals, which is very nice. Hammer 5 and 2. Jones 3 and 3. Very solid seasons for both centre mids. Couple goals from the defenders, which is nice to see them chipping in. Overall, I'm very impressed with the team we put. Thinned out the squad. We had 39 players in the squad when I joined, and now we're down to 27. And this is the team that we're going to end off with. So, Grebic. So, really, Archer should be in the starting 11 over Aubameyang or Martial. We're going to definitely put him over Martial. And this is our best 11. Now, we've got 5 players that are originally here. 6 players at Archer as well. We've brought in Walker Peters, me, Forbes. Oh no, and Aubameyang. Oh, Jones and Aubameyang, yeah. That's 5. So overall, I feel like I've done a very good job with Sheffield United, keeping them in the Premier League for another season, putting them into 14th position as well, comfortably staying in the league as well. It's not even a scrap on the last couple of games of the season, which is very impressive. Let me know the thoughts on my signings that I made. What would you have done differently? Are you impressed of how I managed to do with Sheffield United in this season? Let me know what team you would like me to rebuild next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.